2012, but I'd done a year's pre-registration with McClay Pharmacy, who are sort of one of the larger sort of chains in Northern Ireland, with Medicare and Gordon's being the largest overall. I'd done my pre-registration training in Shankill Health Centre, so it's one of the busiest sort of pharmacies in Northern Ireland. It's got 3 GP surgeries attached directly to it, open 9 in the morning to 9 at night, but I had an absolute ball. We were able to work, then there wasn't such a thing as pharmacists in GP practices, but we had built up really strong links, and we were doing things like health days and getting involved in training with the patients. I then went on and I was a Locum pharmacist. So a Locum pharmacist fills in temporarily for the regular permanent pharmacist staff, and basically that was across Northern Ireland. So I worked for all the big sort of large chains and also a number of independents. Also done a bit of stint in hospital pharmacy as a band 6 in the Royal Victoria Hospital, which is not too far from here. At that time when I came out, hospital pharmacy was the way to go. It was better career sort of options, better salary compared to community, and better progression really overall. So I went in there and done it a couple of years, and basically got my basic pharmacist training clinical wise from that. But it really was, whenever I was a locum pharmacist and first come out and tried to find work, how you traditionally do it is you print off your business cards and visit pharmacy to pharmacy and try and find work. So it's a bit like being a salesman for the day. Hello, my name's Jonny, I'm a pharmacist, here's my card. If you have any local days going, please give me a call. Well, actually what happens is those business cards go at the bottom of a drawer and never see the light of day again. They just go in there unless the pharmacy has some emergency, and they get them out frantically to be able to try and book a locum. And it was really from this that I thought, there must be an easier way for pharmacists to be able to find work. We're now living in the internet age. No one designed a website that connects locum pharmacists directly with employers. Turns out it hadn't been done before. So what I done was a simple website that held my pharmacist details online, and pharmacies came to me for bookings. So that means I didn't have to fill up the car with petrol, print off cards and visit around the country. They came exactly to me, and I was able to fill my diary up pretty quickly. I also had a brain move then. I thought, I was in Queens, and I thought, yeah, I bet you my other friends in my year group would like to be able to do this as well. So I rolled it out, and within a month we had the whole year group that nearly signed up. In terms of the website, if you go to www.locatealocum.com at this present moment, you click on find a job, you'll see we have thousands of jobs available, not only within Northern Ireland, but also further into Ireland and across England, Scotland and Wales. And actually coming from Northern Ireland, it's a benefit, and even from being a pharmacist, because what we do is we can get you registered. So when you do your training here, you register with the PSNI and you're a pharmacist, but it's just a simple letter to get registered with the GP at sea. And we work with a lot of companies that will actually fly you out as a pharmacist to different locations throughout England. They'll pay your flights, they'll pay your accommodation, and they'll also give you a dinner allowance, which is quite different to what the norm is here for pharmacists. We also have another avenue of business. We help pharmacists come into permanent jobs, and the reason for that is we realise that locums don't stay locums forever. Locums are typically newly qualified pharmacists, so the majority of your sales would probably go into a locum because you've studied that hard for a while. You want to do a bit of flexible working before you tie anything down. And then what we see is about after 6 months to a year, you'll move into a permanent position. So we're really there to guide you in there. We work with the top 4 largest pharmacy chains across the UK, of which I'll show you in the next slide. But in terms, when you guys come out as pharmacists, we'll actually have our mobile app that you'll just download straight onto your phone, and you can say I'm in Belfast today, tomorrow, and you'll get an alert straight to your phone. So super simple, and it's free to sign up. So just adding to that then, the permanent job side, we not only work with community pharmacy, but also we can get you placements in clinical pharmacy. So clinical pharmacy is the real buzzword at the minute. The news a couple of months ago was that NHS England released £120 million to place a pharmacist in every GP practice. So in Northern Ireland, we've just had the second wave of that. So 60 pharmacists in total have moved across, majority from community, some from hospital, in the GP practices. And it's really creating new additional roles for pharmacists. From that side of view, I'm a pharmacist myself, obviously came through the career sort of journey. Me and my team have great links with all the the large pharmacies across the country, and we'll be able to guide you really on where to go for options. Where is the salary, what's the salary difference between here and Northern Ireland? How difficult is pharmacy going into Southern Ireland? What job opportunities are available? Should I be a pharmacist manager? I don't have any pharmacist manager experience. Or maybe I just want to be a locum. So yeah, we'll actually come and see you again when you do your pre-registration training. I'll link in with you a couple of times for training events, and we can share more on that. And we also hope that sees to run career events in Belfast that we invite you along to. That's an example of some of the companies that we work with. Boots being the largest pharmacy chain across the UK. Well, being second or third, and Roland's just after that. And then biggest locally in Northern Ireland would be the sort of Medicare and the Gordons. I think they're fighting for the top spot at the minute. I think Gordons is ahead by maybe 5 to 10 shops. But really what I wanted to speak to you is, why be an entrepreneur? Why would I leave my cozy job as a band 6 pharmacist in a local hospital to go out and start my own business? And the reason personally for me was that I seen a problem. I thought there's definitely something here that someone can do to be able to fix this. And I thought, well, if I don't do it, no one else will. For me personally, it's quite easy to go into a comfy job, and you get your salary increases each year. You get your kids, you get your mortgage, you get your flat, you get your dog. And then you look back and said, okay, well, what have I actually done? Where me, I'm a bit risky. Where pharmacists traditionally aren't risky individuals, you're taught in pharmacy practice not to be risky, not to take risks. It's black and white. You either checked the right medicine or you didn't. But being an entrepreneur is actually quite a risky scenario. You're starting a business that you have no idea is going to work. I applied a couple of £1,000 in this business to begin with no outcome if it was going to work, but I had a firm belief in myself that we would be able to achieve it. And it hasn't been easy. It's been difficult. We've come up against many problems. Because the business that we run was so different to the norm at the time, whenever I first come out and said to pharmacy employers, why would we use you to book a Locum? Sure, we have the cards at the bottom of the drawer that we can hook out whenever it comes through. I said, well, no, actually, we're much faster. Now we have 1,000+ pharmacists across Northern Ireland. I'm really sure you can't get 1,000 business cards into your drawer. So with that also is that pharmacists are traditionally entrepreneurs. And you might look at me and go, well, why? If we were sitting here 20 years ago in Queen's University Belfast and you were studying pharmacy, you would have come out and owned your own pharmacy. That's what all the students came through. Then the PSNI wasn't so highly regulated. You could open up a pharmacy. Now you have to go through the application process. And actually what needs to happen is the pharmacies in a particular area need to have a vote to see if you can open it. So it's very difficult. Now you're also fighting against the likes of Boots with multi-million pounds. They actually open up your own pharmacy. But that doesn't mean that pharmacists can't be entrepreneurs. Can anyone tell me who this gentleman is in the top right-hand corner of this slide? I like to do this every year to see. Yes, no? No? That gentleman's name is Alan McClay. The building that you're sitting in is called the McClay building. So Alan McClay it was a pharmacist. He qualified and he actually called himself the worst pharmacist in the world. He said he was terrible at working inside a pharmacy. So he moved outside that and get into sales, pharmaceutical sales, and he built Almac, which is one of Northern Ireland's largest companies, and obviously the name Alan McClay, Almac from that side of things. So he's an example of another pharmacist entrepreneur that has very strong links to Queen's. That second photo on this slide is a small community pharmacy in East Belfast called TG Egan. And if any of you have heard of that before, it's called Egan Limited. And what they do is stoma products, and they supply stoma products for patients worldwide. How that business started was he had a patient that kept visiting him at that time. There was no stoma products, so you would have maybe your colon removed, your small intestine, and you would have a pouch that collects what comes out of it, of course, and then you can stop infection setting in the body. So he created a small rubber seal that stopped his patients from getting so many infections, and he's now developed that into a worldwide business. But again, a problem was identified and a solution was formed, and he was a community pharmacist actually, so what he did then go on to was form Egan Limited. You can Google that. It's again one of Northern Ireland's largest companies. And I don't have it on the slide, but I'm nearly sure, I need to verify, but I think the gentleman that invented Coca-Cola was a pharmacist as well. You can check that one out. In terms of opportunities for pharmacists, I don't think there's ever been a better time to be a pharmacist. What's the general perception of you guys coming out? At my year, it was gloomy. You were looking out into the career sort of world and feeling, goodness, I don't think I'm I'm studying 4 years, I've racked up 20 grand here at debt, what the hell am I doing? I might just go, I'm going to go become a teacher, I'm going to go and, you know, I'm going to go traveling for a while and see what's the general feeling. Am I feeling gloomy? Yeah. I'm here to tell you that there's no better time to be a pharmacist. I came out 5 years ago and the jobs are nothing whatsoever, and I still could look up. But now you have additional career opportunities for pharmacists. So you have the GP practice pharmacist that's just kicked off. There's lots of jobs that's created that. We're talking, you know, at least in Northern Ireland, a couple of hundred jobs. What that also does is, because the GP practice jobs have kicked off, it pulls pharmacists out of the other jobs. So people that have been in community for so many years move out, creates movement within that market, and then again people from hospital. So on our careers website just last week we probably had over 10 jobs live in Northern Ireland at the minute. So when you guys qualify after your pre-reg, you'll be coming out into a great offer. It's going to get even better. Pharmacist pay rates can be a big thing as well, and obviously what does a pharmacist sort of get paid? It's all to do with supply and demand. Sometimes there's too many pharmacists, the wages can't go down. But as I've described there, we're going into an undersupply of pharmacists, and what we're seeing is the wages are actually starting to go up. So I'm nearly seeing double the amount for wages of pharmacists, typically within Northern Ireland. And as well, what I encourage you, don't just think Northern Ireland is such a small place. I'll hold my hands up, and you know, that's what I done. I lived 10 minutes away from Queen's. I came and studied at Queen's, and then I got a job in the Royal. So my life over probably about the past 7 years didn't change over an area of about 5 miles. Think bigger than that. You know, there's 532 pharmacies within Northern Ireland, but there's at least 15,000 in London, for comparison. You know, it's absolutely crazy. It's really, really easy for you as a pharmacist to be able to go out and just get your registration with the GPHC, and as I said before, we make it super simple that you're able to go over and do work. And also about Ireland as well, we actually have some pharmacists that work with themselves that are bi-registered, so they register with PSNI and GPHC, or tri-registered. They also register within Ireland, because for some of you that live close to the border, it's just a quick drive across. What would I say? Basically, this is your opportunity. Get your pre-reg and think about what's in front of you. We'll be there to support you for your career advice around that. And if anyone has any particular questions, I'll open it up after that. But I can assure you that the pharmacist market is changing. And it also requires more guys like yourselves to think outside the box. It's very easy for you to do your pre-reg, to get offered a job in your pre-reg at the end of the year and stay there for so many years. Think bigger. I met a pharmacist recently that had moved out from Northern Ireland. He was working for one of the largest tax firms in the UK, KPMG. Other sectors are looking at pharmacists and saying, you know what, they have very good skills I think we could use within our organisation. Pharmacists are critical thinkers, they're problem solvers, they have good patient skills. You can run that across a set of professions that you could easily walk into, and other professions will gladly take you on. But it actually requires you to step outside your comfort zone and make the opportunity happen. And know what you want as well. For myself, I was a bit, I had that varied career in hospital, but I was a bit unsettled. But really what I wanted whenever I finished Queen's was I wanted to own my own business. And that's what I went and made it happen. If anyone's looking to catch up with us online, we're on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. You can hit us a follow or a like, or today have a look at locum.com. You can see the jobs that are there. You can use that throughout your pre-reg year to gauge the opportunities. Every day that site's just getting more and more positions. We'll also have created a Locum pre-reg pharmacist group. So what you find is, yes, how many is there in your year? 100 maybe, say? And once you go into your pre-reg, you're maybe only working with the people that work for that particular company. So Medicare, all the pre-reg will stay quite friendly together. We've created a support group where everyone from Queen's and the other universities can support each other from that you can go on, and we send out monthly articles on how to get a pharmacist job, what you should be looking for, what's the current pay rates around that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay, I'll be around at the end if anyone does want to ask anything else. Thank you.